Good late evening from Southeast Asia. This will be episode or volume number 247, right? Oh, kill me, please. Yeah, 247. I was joking. I was just pretending I didn't remember. Now this little circuit is locked into my brain, so probably forevermore. I will not remember what the last episode was. I had a friend for a while. He was a friend for a while. I knew him for a long time, but he was a friend for a while. Oh, God. And here's his story. His story was that he was a slovenly piece of crap. He turned out to be really a weirdo. We went into his boat one day. He was living on a little boat, and we found it full of two things. No food, no nothing, just full of two things. Blow up sex dolls and really weird magazines about torturing women. We always debated whether or not we should have turned him in, but I kind of thinking maybe not. I don't know what they could have done. Neither thing are illegal as far as I ever knew. My plan with him, he turned out to be just a little toad son of a bitch. But anyway, my plan for him was to one day buy a blow-up sex doll. And when he was sleeping or gone or something, I would put a halyard around its neck, and I would just haul it to the top of his mast, so it would just fly there like a wind vane forever. And I would jam the pulley somehow so it could never ever come down unless he got in the bosun's chair and went up. And he wouldn't have ever done that. He would have gone there until it just, disintegrated in the sun and turned to rags. Might have lasted a couple of years. I don't know. That was my plan. I never got around to it. It's a pity. Anyway, here's my story about him. He was a slovenly piece of shit. And every time he ate something, he slobbered it onto his shirt. It doesn't matter what it was. It just doesn't matter. It could have been a French fry go on his shirt. It just doesn't matter. And we commented about that a couple of 100,000 times and to him. And he said, yeah, I know it's a problem. It's a mental problem. And yeah, okay. But we didn't really think anything about it. And then we unfriended him. We all unfriended him after the blow-up doll thing. And he was gone, forgotten, done. But that little slovenly habit infected most of us. Not to the degree that he did it, probably to 30% as bad as he did it. But I had never dropped anything on my shirt. I don't think one time in my entire life. Maybe when I was 2. But, from then on, that was 25 years ago. I slobbered stuff onto my shirt. See, is there anything? Oh, looks okay. Yeah. I got to be really careful because now it's a mental thing. Okay, it's a mental thing, the same as forgetting the volume number of the previous issue is a mental thing now. Forever and ever. And I'm stuck with it. Okay. So it is what it is. Whatever. I'm just going to stop numbering them all together. And then you just have to guess, whichever one you think you might want to try, Okay. Oh, crap. I'm going to keep saying this for the next few episodes just so everybody gets it. The RSS feeds are gone. We stopped updating them. The ones that are on there, I think there's, 250 or something on there on the RSS feeds around the world. We're going to leave them there, and you can do what you want. You can listen to them or, make stupid comments about them, which nobody reads, or, whatever you want. You do whatever you want, but they're not being updated anymore, and they never will be again. So any new material goes directly to our server at alienanalprobe.com. Everything there is copyright 2023 by stockphotosworldwide.com. Okay, that's enough of that crap. Okay, I'm going to touch on something just for a second. It's kind of interesting. Maybe, possibly interesting. Over the years, we've always had these quote-unquote whistleblowers come forward and Most of them have been crap. Most of them were retired politicians or military officials or something, and they got clearance to write whatever they wanted about UFOs on the condition that it was bullshit, and that was their little retirement project to pad them a little bit through their evening years. Okay, maybe they could buy a few extra pizzas from the book proceeds or something. And quite a few of those guys did that. And what they gave you was crap. I'm sorry, it was just crap. Yeah, maybe I'll go into names sometimes, but every once in a while somebody comes along who gives you possibly, potentially, maybe kind of sort of real stuff. Not a lot of it. They just dribble it out. And a few of those guys lately, over the last year, a few of those guys are coming forward. They know stuff. These are guys who actually know stuff. As opposed to the guys who only want you to think they know stuff. And they've been coming out, and they're going right to the edge of their security clearances and saying, "Well, I know this positively for sure, but I'm not sure about that other thing." Well, fuck that. They know that. They know about the other thing, but they can't say it. And I don't understand why they don't blab on their deathbeds. A few of them have, but not very many. It seems like all of them would. I would. I mean, yeah, they're trying to save their pension, and maybe the government's got some other shit on them, like, yeah, we're going to murder and eat your family, if you spout this on your deathbed, something like that. I don't know. Otherwise, more of them would come forward on their deathbeds. Anyway, lately, last year, but specifically we're talking about a week ago. So right now we're at almost mid-June 2023. A guy has come forward. His name is David Charles Crush, if I'm pronouncing that right. Grusch. And he's pissed off. He's ticked off about some stuff, some internal government stuff. And he's saying, look, I know this and this and this and this and this. I know it positively. I saw it, whatever. And the government has crashed ships, alien ships, and bodies. You name it, they got it. And that's what he's been saying for the last week, or I don't know how long he's been talking, actually. I'm looking at the report right here. When he first came out, I thought, yeah, well, what the fuck? Okay. Who cares? Because it's all stuff we knew. We more than surmised it. At the very, very minimum, we surmised it. But we more than surmised it. We built whole cases around it, around the existence of some of this other intel, as it were. The government has crash ships. Okay, yeah, we know that. What the fuck, okay. Show us the ships, put them on a semi, take them downtown LA, show us the goddamn ships, and then make them levitate and fly around and probe people and stuff like that. Show us that. And then we'll think, oh, yeah, okay, that's news. But anyway, this guy, Grusch, it's got to be right. Grusch, Grusch, got to be right. Yeah, could have been Grush, would have that same fucking thing here. He's been talking a lot. He's really ticked off about some stuff being mistreated. And when he first came out, people were like, the news, the ufologists, everybody's like, wow. Oh, this is, oh my God, it's mind-bending. It's earth-shattering. Oh, fuck, this is it. Well, no, it's not. He's just telling us stuff that he says that he knows. Well, what have we been doing through these 9,400 alien reports over the last years and years? I'm telling you things that people say they know. Well, pretty often they don't. They're just spouting shit. And I assumed right off the top this guy was spouting shit. I saw a couple of interviews with him, and he didn't sit right with me. But hell, I don't trust anybody. If I had a daughter, oh God help her, and God help any guy who ever showed interest in her. We go camping and hunting, him and I together, because we want to be mates and buds. And we'd be gone for 5 days, and 4 of those days would be waterboarding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I don't trust anybody, nor should I. Life has taught me not to. Law enforcement taught me not to. Not even my own people. That's mostly what law enforcement taught me. Oh, God, what an ugly story. So this guy, everybody's checking him out 27 ways from Wednesday. And so far, nobody can crack him. And that is to say that nobody can catch him saying shit that, like, yeah, I went to college here when he didn't, or I worked here when he didn't. Nobody can catch him in anything. And his credentials are really pretty stinking good. His demeanor bothers me. That's the thing that bothers me when I see him in interviews. It's something about him just bothers me, and I can't put my finger on it. If I was doing some kind of criminal interview with a guy, just the fact that his demeanor bothered me would make me interview him about 16 times more than I might normally. Just because I just have this nagging feeling there's something there that we're not getting to, that he doesn't want us to get to. So I don't know. Anyway, the whole point of what I'm trying to say here is that slowly, I'm coming around to think maybe this guy is actually credible. Maybe he's telling the truth. And maybe he knows what the truth is. That's the really pivotal part of it. But the other point is, even if he is telling us the truth, so what? We already know the truth. Okay, so if we already know the truth, then what good is this guy to us? What value does he have? Well, I think he has very limited value to the people who have been studying this their entire lives and studying it hard, because we already know. He's just another voice in the wilderness saying, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, okay, well, right on, rock and roll. He has value to the people who don't know anything, or who know little, or who are trying to find out, because he's a quasi-official guy saying shit, and that's important. His officialness is important, not just some retired military officer, who can't back up anything at all. What's that guy's name? I gotta find this guy's name. Corso? Wait. Yeah, Philip Corso. I read his book years and years ago. I picked it up and I thought, oh my God. Now we got protein. Now we got good stuff. Oh my God. And I just couldn't wait to chew my way through that. And I got about probably not even a quarter of the way through it. And instead of enjoying a nice meal, I was throwing up. What a piece of shit. But people are still out there holding him in high regard, like he really knew stuff. No, he was on the periphery of knowing stuff, and he surmised a lot of stuff, and he made up a lot of stuff. Most of it's made up. He just wanted a book that would, give him a little bit of pizza money. I think that's all it was, and make him look like a much bigger shot than he was. But this new guy. Everybody gives him more credibility than I do. But hell, I don't I don't give God credibility. Really, I don't. So I'm going to be the hardest one to convince that he is the real deal. Maybe he is. I'm not saying he's not. Maybe he is. Maybe he really knows stuff. But it kind of sort of doesn't matter, because even if he really knows everything, he's not going to tell us. All he's done so far is tell us that other people know everything. And they ain't talking. So, his little blip on the radar, I think, is going to be small unless he really wants to, abandon that oath. God knows. I mean, any pension he has, it would be toast. Family would be toast. Friends are toast. Any new employment he ever wanted, toast. Go to get a credit card, toast. They'll toast him every possible way there is. Since he's public now, they probably wouldn't outright kill him, although they might, accident. They probably wouldn't have him committed as a loony. I mean, they've done that before. Kind of sort of worked, kind of sort of not worked. But they would just ruin his life in 1,000 other ways. It'd be death by 1,000, whatever that phrase is. Death by 1,000 needles or something. Lies, something like that. They would make him wish he was dead, okay? And his family would wish they were dead, and his friends would wish they were dead, and his friends would probably off him, just for putting him in that position. Because the U.S. government is, of course, a terrorist organization. And if they don't like you and they can't get you, they'll go fuck your friends. That's what terrorists do. That's the very definition of terrorism. That's what they do. Period. It's a fact. It's one of the reasons I got out of federal law enforcement. I wasn't going to be a party to that shit. And I realized very, very quickly that if I was not a party to that shit, then I wasn't going anywhere. And I was soon to be ostracized. And I said, okay, guys, have at it. Good luck. I'm out. What's the problem? Don't you like it? Oh, fuck you. Jesus Christ, you're the fucking Satan, The fuck? Okay, so anyway, we'll see where he goes. David Charles Grush. Grusch. Google him. I'll be watching him kind of, sort of, not as far as I can tell, that I can see the script. I can see, he's going to moan and piss about this for a while, about how he's mistreated, and this person knows that, and that person knows the other thing, and then everybody knows everything. They get aliens, and they get ray guns, and they get every fucking thing there is, and they're making deals with Zeta Reticulians, and okay. And then after a while, he'll make the rounds, probably, if he doesn't get specific. If he doesn't get too specific, they'll let him go. They'll probably fuck with him in psyops kinds of ways. But if he doesn't get really too specific, they'll mostly leave him alone and let him go on and rant, and they'll try to discredit him here and discredit him there, and he'll make the circuits of the talk shows and this and that and the news, and after a while it'll kind of fade away, because if he's going to hold true to his oath, he ain't got nothing. He's done. He's a 10-second match. He's already flamed and burned down. He's already said all he can say. I mean, I pray to God, I wish, I'd give him $20. Stand up there, just stand up there straight and say, look, I know this exactly. This box of shit resides at this location, and this guy did this on such and such a date, and I can prove it. I got the pictures, and I can't recommend that he does that. I wish he would, but he's not going to. He's not stupid. He's not that stupid. He's probably not stupid at all. He's just pissed off, and he knows shit, and he's using it, trying to use it to what effect I don't really know. It's not as if the black ops are going to turn around and say, "Oh my God, he's talking about us. Well, we better change everything. We better tell all." No, crazy. They're this ain't their first rodeo. Okay, so that's my rant on this guy. Just watch him. Just watch him. See what happens. See if he slips and says something real and tangible, protein we can take to the bank. He might. If they start fucking with him, probably are already. He doesn't even know it. If they start fucking with him, he seems to me like the kind of guy that's got a little bit of a temper. He's a little bit anal retentive. And that can be a good thing. That can accomplish stuff for you. It can also be used in all kinds of different ways. It can also make somebody really miserable to be around. It's not necessarily a bad trait, but if they start poking at him, I just wonder what he'll do. That's kind of the factor X for me. What will he do? So it'll be fun, be entertaining. If he's a real guy, then I hope he doesn't fuck himself, because it's just so easy to do with the feds. You look at the sky and say, wow, it's a beautiful, warm day today. They'll turn that into a goddamn felony. I'm telling you, those people they're beyond evil. They can teach shit to the devil. I am not even exaggerating. Fuck. I am pretty sure the devil is terrified of them. And they have no sense of morality whatsoever. It's so washed out of their brains with a fucking garden hose in one ear, spewing out shit out of the other ear. They have no sense of morality whatsoever. They don't even know what it is anymore. If you look it up in the dictionary and shove it under their goddamn face, and they'll say, "What the fuck is that? Huh? What does that mean?" That's where it would go. Okay, so alrighty. God bless. Okay. Well, I had one here. I had one. I swear to God, I cherry picked one. Okay. Here we go. Location 20 miles south of Malta, Mediterranean Sea. I actually thought about moving there. Still might. Where I'm at, not real happy. It's in my absence of 8 years or so, it is basically turned into a communist country with the help of COVID. COVID showed them what they could do, and they're rubbing their little goddamn grimy fists together. And oh, really? We can do this, and nobody can complain. We can do that, and nobody can complain. And so they're just writing new rules and regulations and laws just as fast as they can fucking scribble. Their little crayons on the goddamn menus, So I may be looking for a new home. I don't know. Okay. Summer 1947, time is unknown. Anglers were raising their nets. I just saw the first interesting word in here. I haven't read beyond this certain word, beyond this keyword. Anglers were raising their nets with a catch of fish when they saw an object floating on the water's surface that looked like a black submarine. Okay, as far as I read, just because it said submarine, I thought, okay. I know a little bit about submarines. I'll tell you a teensy little story. I was on a U.S. nuke submarine decades and decades ago. I loved it. The atmosphere, the ambience was like a quiet high-end movie theater. People padded quietly around, and they spoke in low tones, low voices. And they were polite. The officers were polite to the crew, and the crew were polite back to the officers. And it was really a lovely environment. Lovely. Then, about, how long? 10 years probably, I was on a UK nuke submarine. Basically same class, same setup, same everything. And it was a cacophony of swearing and cursing and yelling and fuck yous and rude officers and personnel stunningly rude back to them. People stomping around, dour faces, not particularly clean. Lighting was harsh and fucked up. It was shocking. It was shocking. And I couldn't wait to get off fast enough. Anyway, that's my experience with. I know I have a little more. I knew a guy. Knew him firsthand. He was a trawler off the west coast of the west coast of the U.S. Midwater trawler. Midwater trawlers have humongous nets that they drag through the water, and it's fishing by brute force. They're just dragging that net faster than the fish can swim, and they get caught in the net, and the water pressure of it moving through the water holds them at the back of the net, and they go into what they call a cod end, which is a pouch at the end, collects all the fish. And they just drag for fucking Jesus Christ. I didn't even know how long. Days, maybe without. I don't know. I don't know how long they drag. Days. I'm thinking days, possibly. You can do short drag, long drag. With bottom trawl, you can usually only do short drags because there are obstacles on the bottom, and you can only drag between those obstacles. But in mid-water, let's say the water depth is 1,000 feet and you're trawling at 500 feet, you can just drag forever because you're not going to hit anything. That's what they do. And anyway, this guy snagged onto something, and he couldn't figure out what in the hell. It was a biggish boat. It was 180 feet, probably, maybe 200, maybe bigger than that, maybe 250. And a crew of, probably 10 or 12, I would say. And they just bogged down. They just bogged down. The trawling speed got slower and slower and slower, and pretty soon they were barely moving at all. And they thought, what in the fucking fuck could we have picked up in mid-water at 500 feet of water? At the 500-foot level in 1,000 feet of water. Okay, that's basically what they were looking at. So they just shut down and winched it up. And God, it was fucking heavy. It was heavy, and it was fighting like a fish, like they had a big old fish on the hook. And they said, oh, fuck, no. Oh, God, please, no, please, no, please, no. And they thought they had snagged up a whole pod of killer whales. And they thought, oh, God almighty, this is just terrible. Oh, Jesus. Even if they get loose and they're fine, we're fucked. Because all the animal rights people, they're just going to excoriate us. They're going to, what was it? Yeah, what was that saying? A cut, death by 1,000 cuts, that's what it was. Actually, know a guy that happened to. But anyway, that's what they thought was going to be their life if they pulled up these killer whales, probably a whole pod, because they're jerking and fucking hell, and it was that heavy, and it was just a terrible thing. Anyway, they got it to the surface, and there's this big black motherfucking thing in there. Oh, what a fucking Jesus goddamn Christ is that thing? Oh fuck! All the crew ran to the side, and they were afraid it was going to pull the boat over, and whatever could it be? U.S. nuke sub. And once they realized they were coming up and that's all there was to it, they just blew the ballast and came up, just caught whoosh right next to the boat. And the top hatch opened on the conning tower, and I don't know how many guys with machine guns ran out. And they actually did that to me once, and I didn't even catch him. But they all ran out with their machine guns and pointed them at the crew and told the crew to cut them loose. Probably they were going to die. And the crew just did what the fuck they were told. And they maybe could have saved the net, but they maybe didn't want to save the net. They just wanted to be loose. It was their fault. You know, it was their fault. These guys were in legal water. There was no advisories out there. There was nothing. It was just the Navy's fucking fault. They were fucking around. I know damn well what they were doing. They were cruising, and sonar. Somebody sighted this weird thing. What the fuck could that be? And then they looked up. Oh, there's a boat up there. Oh, that's a midwater trawler. Well, come on, this would be good training. Let's fuck around with this guy. Let's go follow that net. I want to see what kind of fish he's got in there. You know, what the hell? This would be a lot of fun. And they fucked around, somehow got in front of the net and got sucked in. And anyway, they got cut loose and everything was fine. I don't think they had any damage at all. The boat didn't have any damage. The fish boat didn't have any damage except, you know, the net, ruined net, probably 60 grand, something like that. I doubt very seriously that the Navy ever reimbursed them because that is our military. They're upright, moral. Stand tall. Yeah, right. Jesus. Okay. Anyway, that's pretty much all I know about submarines. No, I know more. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, God. There's a place I used to work as a diver. And some number of years ago, I can't remember, it's probably 15 years, something like that. Something, quote unquote, something plopped into the water. Right there. Shallow water. And some divers that I personally knew got there before anybody else. And they dove on it. And they said it was a flying saucer and there was little creepazoid things down there. And they were terrified and they went away and then they got thinking about it. These were ballsy guys. These are fucking ballsy guys. And then they get the idea, hey, let's go back down there. Okay, I'm not going to go into it too much further, but anyway, they did, and then about that time the Navy showed up and told them, shut their fucking mouth, shut your fucking mouth, shut your fucking mouth. You can't even begin to comprehend what's going to happen to you, you stupid jackass. Open your mouth one more time, paisano, we dare you. Do it. You know, and these guys would have been really, really hard to back down. Really hard to back down. Really hard to back down. I mean, to the point of death. But they did. They backed down. And they shut their mouths. And they never went back there. And never talked about it again. And the Navy came and cleaned up whatever. I didn't see it. But whatever it was, I wouldn't want to see it. No. I'll send down the camera. You know? Okay. Anyway. That's enough fucking submarine. Well, this is about submarine. Okay, saw an object floating on the water surface that looked like a black submarine. The men were frightened at the object's appearance, saying that it looked like a monster. Well, they do. Fucking God, they do. They quickly started up the boat's engine. 1947. Okay. Suddenly, a bright light from the submarine lit up the whole area, and little men began running over the deck of the object. The crew could make out that the little men carried some sort of apparatus around their waists. Maybe some kind of diving gear that's much cooler than ours. They were about the size of a 10-year-old boy. After a few minutes, the little men entered the submarine, which began to glow so brightly that the anglers could not see it anymore. It then apparently submerged. Technically, these are USOs. Undersea object or some fucking thing. They change the terminology, you know, every 6 months or something. I don't know why. It's just, who knows? Okay, early reports of the... Well, let's see. This is why I don't like these comments. They say, early report of humanoids seen on USO or unidentified submerged object. This is a rare type of case otherwise. No, it's not. Not even fucking close. Well, maybe in 47 it was, but it sure as hell isn't rare now. And it wasn't rare when this thing was written. Transcribed, I should say. Okay, credibility or not. Credibility. People, what do you think? I say, hell yeah. Yeah, I do. The only thing that, at first I was saying, oh, well, it was a submarine. It's submarines everywhere in 47. Fuck, they were fucking everywhere. But they say little men running around, and then it lights up the whole area, and then, a normal submarine isn't going to do that. It's not going to have a crew of 10-year-olds, although in Great Britain it might seem that way. No, it doesn't. Not might seem that way. It does seem that way. I swear to God, that fucking atmosphere in that sub was like a junior high classroom that had not had a teacher for 2 years. That's what it was like. The U.S. nuke sub, the atmosphere was like a prim and proper 1954 movie theater where you almost wore a suit to go to the fucking theater. Okay, that was the contrast. Anyway, credibility or not? Yeah, how much? God, I hate this scroll speed. Jeez. Okay. I give quite a bit. Tell you the truth, I can give it 50 grains of sand. That's really, really, really a lot. 50 grains of sand. And maybe I didn't explain it in this one because I'm tired of explaining it. We started out with 9,400 cases. Now we have 8,000. If they're bullshit, we delete them. If they might have some credibility, we take up a little pinch of sand and we drop it in the bucket. Can be kitty litter, can be coffee grounds. I don't know, could be rice or something, I suppose. I don't know what the fuck. And if the bucket's ever full, then we believe in aliens. Okay, that's where we're at. 50 grains. If I had more documentation, I could possibly go a lot more, but 50 grains for just on the face value, what we got right here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, here's Tacoma, Washington, July 7th, 1947. What the hell? 47 was, what was his name? Kenneth Arnold. Saw the 9 creepazoid things flying around up there. Okay, time is unknown. Oh, here they're trying to be witty. Whoever wrote this is trying to be witty. They said, levity also had its day, coming from Gene Camachi. What, these fucking street address? 1309 South 8th Street. I. W. Martinson and Gordon Pollock. What the fucking fuck? It's all sort of run together. I don't know what it means, and I don't care about their address. They've been dead 30, 40 years. Okay. A.W. Martinson and Gordon Pollock. And a group called the Center and J Street Neighbors. Okay, period. So what about it? Where's the fucking verb? The neighbors reported the discs after landing on a neighborhood roof disgorged several little people who vanished when reporters approached. Oh, hell. I don't remember exactly when Kenneth Arnold had his sighting. It was right around then, I think. My sense is it was a few days before, but I'm not positive. Anyway, after his sighting, there was immediately just a rash of bullshit hoaxes and fucking crap. And it just wasted everybody's time and clouded the issue. And it was probably government-sponsored in a lot of cases. Okay, bye-bye. Modesto, California. Oh, God, that's it. Hell is the impossibility of reason. And that's Modesto, California, these days, current days. 47, it was pretty good. 47, it was the good life in California. It was okay. Now it's hell. August 8th, 1947, time 2200, 10 o'clock at night. His grandmother awakened the 9-year-old witness when they saw a bright bluish light from behind their cottage. 10 o'clock at night. God damn it. I hate this. Fuck, I hate this. Why does this keep coming up? I've said this quite a number of times. Let's see. Well, I wasn't even born in 47, but 57, 60, I was a little kid. And very occasionally, rarely, but sometimes we would get, just after sunset, we would get this bizarre purple violet light, really intense, that would come in through our east-facing window, only one. It was so intense, I swear to God, it felt like it was a liquid light. And nothing ever happened. I never got probed. I never saw aliens. And nobody seemed to give a rat's ass about it. But I was terrified. I would go in the corner and just shiver. And I told my family a few times, I don't like that light. Don't you have some blinds or something? Oh, it's okay. It's just the sun. No, it's not the fucking sun. The sun set the exact opposite direction. Oh, fuck. Anyway, but this keeps coming up. This light was violet, purplish. I can still see it. I don't even have to close my eyes. I can see that light. Anyway, this one was a bluish light, bright bluish. Okay. And the one that we had was not bright. It was darkish bluish. Man, it just penetrated in there. I probably had bumped my head, or something. Was working through that. I don't know. He ran out back and saw a large disc-shaped object hovering overhead, ringed with multicolored lights. His next memory was of waking up again and trying to explain how did the vegetable garden in the back of the house suddenly dried out. Well, that's very curious. We what the fucking fuck? Right below that window where the purple light came in, we had a vegetable garden right there too. What the hell was going on? The whole garden was ashen and dry. Well, I never went out to check. His skin was also sunburned, and he had a small puncture wound on his head from where blood was oozing out. See, they didn't even give him a fucking Band-Aid. Rude bastards. Okay, parentheses, possibly an unexplored abduction event. Oh, God, no comments. I'm going to skim them because they're so horrible. Possibly. Yeah, okay, no, it's not worth reading. Okay. It's a pretty sketchy report. But he claims he saw the object. And the garden very well could have been dried out just in a matter of a few minutes, dosed, as it were. 1947, people didn't really know this stuff. Hard to make it up. Now it's common knowledge that, very likely that's what's going to happen. But in those days, it was not common knowledge at all. Okay, I'm giving him 20 grains of sand. Wow, not a bad one, really. New Mexico desert. I rode that. Well, depending on the region, but I was west central up in the high plateau, living at 8,900 feet elevation. And I rode that living crap out of that range up on the sandstone hogback, which is sort of New Mexico's version of the Mogollon Rim. Rough country. God. My neighbor was a retired cop. When his daughter turned 14, he trained her, taught her to shoot, gave her a gun. You couldn't live there without being able to really, truly protect yourself. You still can't. It's fucking. I don't have words for it. New Mexico is. Oh God. 6 Native Americans discovered a still smoldering metallic disc-shaped object that had apparently crashed in the desert. What's the region here? They're not saying. Inside, they found an alien creature not described that was injured but still alive. Huh. Hearing the approach of military troops, the men decided to keep the being from capture and care of him themselves. Well, I lived on those reservations for years and years and years. We had a number of restaurants there. We were on the reservation, one of the reservations. We lived pretty much on the Navajo reservation. The restaurants were pretty much on the Navajo reservation. We lived with the Zunis and the Hopis. I prefer them to white people. I'm sorry. That's why I don't live in the U.S. anymore. I prefer them to white people. That, no, I'm not going to say I'm sorry. The fucking truth of it. Yeah, they have their culture. Well, fine. Okay. But the point I was going to make is that I can absolutely positively see them doing this. You think you're suspicious of the U.S. government? No. The Indians are 4, 5, 6, 700 times more suspicious. They don't need anything that the goddamn U.S. government gives them. They can live out there just fine. Just fine. They've been doing it for thousands of years, or well, many, many hundreds anyway. They're good to go. Okay. The men decided to keep the being from capture and care of him themselves. Okay, I see it. That's plausible to me. Taking him to their home, they found the being could communicate with them through a crystal device that conveyed images. The Indians called the being the Star Elder. Well, the other side of the Indian story is that they're decidedly woo-woo. They're woo-woo. They're just about as woo-woo as you can get and still function in daily life. I've told the story about the manager we had in one of the restaurants who couldn't come to work one day and called. She wouldn't answer the phone. Turned out she was scared to answer the phone because of the ghost. And finally got her, and she said, well, she can't come into work. She doesn't know for how long, maybe forever. She doesn't know. I said, why? Well, there's a ghost living under my motorhome, my trailer, in the trailer park. And then we're like, okay, step over him. Just say, excuse me, step the fuck over and get to work. God damn, Jesus Christ. No, I can't do that. He can do terrible things to me. And it just turned out over the next day or two that she had to hire not a skinwalker, but there's another name for him. Every time I tell the story, I can't remember that name. Not a skinwalker. Skinwalkers in that culture were bad. She hired supposedly a good one. Just a medicine man, just a generic medicine man. And he came and charged her a hell of a lot of money. I can't remember. It's $400, $500, $600, something like that. And danced around for 3 or 4 hours. Made a good show. And then declared that the ghost was gone. And she had to borrow money from everyone. We chipped in. Everybody chipped in to pay for this shit. And so he's packing up and he says, hey, by the way, you want me to do the one under the front porch? And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, yeah, I just did the one under the back porch. You want to do the one under the front porch? No, I don't have any more goddamn money. Well, okay. Bye-bye. And he just took off. And forevermore, as long as we knew her, the next few years, she could not enter or exit that little tiny trailer, about a 28-foot travel trailer, by the front door. She had to go out the back door, climb down the little step thing, and that was it. That's the way it was forever. She never got off the money to get the other one out, and nobody would give it to her. And so, that's the other side of living with American Indians. In the beginning, I tended to kind of poo-poo it, and then I saw shit. I experienced shit, and I stopped fucking poo-pooing it, okay? I stopped. I won't ever fucking poo-poo it again. Up to them. It's their culture. I'll coexist. That's all. Okay. Credibility or not. I'm going to give it a little bit only because I can see them taking the little Burgermeister home. Absolutely. Positively, I can see that. I think somewhere around 90-95% of them would do that. With no hesitation. They just do it. They don't care what's going to happen to them. They just do it. Go read the story of Mr. Bad Thing. I love, that's one of my favorite ones. I've actually got a website called Mr. Bad Thing. Yeah, Mr. Bad Thing. And then, anyway, somewhere in these annals, there's the story of Mr. Bad Thing who came to live with the Indians. And that one didn't turn out too well, but okay, credibility or not. Okay, yeah, 8 grains of sand. Okay, well, that was ear-wrecking. Okay, here's Garantalaola. Fucking shit, Spain. It's in Spain. November 1947, times late afternoon. Okay, November 1947. Okay, that's well after Roswell. Okay. I don't know that Spain even knew anything about Roswell, not until 20, 30, 40 years later. Okay, days after the preceding encounter. What preceding encounter? Not the one we just did. Where is it? Socorro. Here's one at Socorro. What the hell? No, that's England. Where's the previous one? A lot of times what happened was, a whole string of reports got interjected into the database, and then later ones with other dates also got interjected in there, and they got sorted by date. And so ones that might have been sequential got broken up. Okay, whatever. Days after the preceding encounter, goat herder Jose Pancho Campo encountered a similar creature in a wooded field outside of town. Similar to what? God damn it, where is that report? Fuck. I could do a string search, I don't care. If it became, like an important case, then we'd go to town on it, string them all together, but whatever, it's probably not going to be. Goat herder Jose encountered a similar creature in a wooded field outside of town. While observing the enigmatic black-clad creature, he was astounded to see that it possessed I don't like these. Possessed a pair of goat-like feet. These are reported way, way, way too commonly. Oh, God, I don't like them. Sometimes they look human, but they'd look down at their feet and they'd see the little fucking goat ankles and the cloven hooves, and God, fuck. Yeah, I'd be astounded. I don't know how I would react to that. Probably not well. Probably not in a dignified manner. Terrified, Campo began to scream. Yeah, but there you go. That's me. We'd be mates. This apparently caused the creature to scamper away from the area at a great speed. Well, goats can run pretty fucking fast. Faster than me. The witness became very ill after the encounter. I don't like ones. Okay, if they say the aliens come and I don't know, the witness had sex with them, or kissed them on the goat lips, or some fucking thing, shook hand to cloven hoof or something that had some kind of significant contact, and then they get sick. I'm thinking, well, dumbass, serves you right. And I can see the probable transference there, But in this case, he's not saying he even touched it, or even necessarily got close. He just began to scream, and the creature scampered away. Okay, then the witness became very ill after this encounter, losing all of his stamina. He died 15 years later after suffering from chronic pain. Well, people die, they do. Doesn't mean it's related to the alien thing at all. It means it probably is not. But, you keep these if we had really good records, okay, we could say, okay, the encounter happened at exactly what time, and then okay, the alien scampered away at exactly what time, and the witness got sick at exactly what time, and the blood tests revealed exactly what, and you could go through it like that. You could expand the database until you got drilled down. And I know damn well the government and the black ops and the military have done this 10,000 times over. I know it. But they're not telling us because they don't give a fucking rat's ass. We're signing their checks, but they have forgotten that 1,000%. There's quite a few cases where people got ill after, and quite a few cases where they died pretty quickly. A couple of months. It still could be coincidence. I mean, this guy died 15 years later. I'm betting medical expertise in Spain, 1947, was not the hottest. Probably like about where I am right now. Okay, credibility or not, not really. There's no flying saucer mentioned. Just a black-clad creature. Somebody put a sweatshirt on a fucking sheep. I don't know. Best I could do, one molecule from one grain of sand. Okay. There's London, England. Oh, make my head explode. Now I got to translate from Swahili. Oh, shit. Because that was their original base language, England. And they're still sticking to it to a great degree. They got some English from the Yanks, eventually. And God knows the Americans have tried to teach them proper English, but they just resist it, and they still want to cling to that Swahili shit. And you can barely fucking understand them. British. That's where the British accent comes from, and it's really a problem. But I'll try to fix it as I go along, so that it's understandable. November 22nd, 1947, time afternoon maybe, question mark. During hypnosis experiment, the witness entered a trance-like state during which she seemed to travel at great speed to a place with a cloudy atmosphere. Well, she went to catch a can of Alaska. So what was the hypnosis experiment? Was that also about alien shit? Or was she just trying to quit smoking, Okay. She then entered a doorway into an underworld place where she saw machinery and heard the sounds of its operators. Suddenly, two women seized and overpowered her and then took her before a man. Oh, God, no. What's the man going to do? Because all men are evil. We know that. Certain political class will tell you they're evil and should be killed and banished from the earth. Well, let's see, banished from the earth first, probably, and then killed, driven into the sea. Because they serve no fucking purpose whatsoever. Tell you the truth, if they want to do that, I'll just laugh. No, they don't get to freeze our goddamn sperm. No. In for a penny, in for a pound, bitch. That would really be kind of the ultimate revenge, is just for us all to kill ourselves. Make sure we did it in some way that they couldn't recover any sperm. That would fucking serve them right, wouldn't it? Goddamn. Okay. The beings were tall. The man was nearly bald. The women wore silvery helmets and black shirts. Okay, what, they're on like their own planet or something? Why do they have to have helmets? And the men don't. Well, I don't know why. She blacked out, then awoke to find her shoulder exposed as the beings searched for a mark. Mark of the beast. 666. That's what they're looking for. Wouldn't that be funny? Think about this. You got a normal, healthy sense of humor, right? Okay. And, you're having a brand new baby. And you're thinking, when this little spud gets older, I want to have some fun. So you go to maybe a tattoo artist, or maybe one of those people that have the little teeny tiny cattle branding things. That's kind of a fad, you know. It looks really fucking ugly, but it stays forever. And what do? You find some innocuous spot where not everybody's going to see it. You know, they're going to be 15 before they ever find it. And you tattoo or otherwise mark in there, like, I don't know, in their inner thigh, something like that, you know, where they can't even see it themselves. And you mark in small but clear, 666. And then you just sit back. You know, the seed's been planted. You know, in 10, 12, 15, 17 years, you know it's going to come to fruition. And you got to have it all planned out for when that happens. Okay? And they come screaming to you. They come screaming to you, you know. You're watching TV, you know, Laugh-In or some fucking thing. And they're in the bathroom fucking around doing God knows what. Boy or girl, doesn't matter. Girls would take it harder, probably. And I'm sorry. This is how twisted I am. And suddenly there's a shriek. And you think about that for a second. You think, let's see, what could that be? I know what that is. Because they're in there fucking around with the mirror, looking at places, you know, they've never seen before. And suddenly they find it. Then they know what it is. I mean, you know, you make sure they know what it is as they're growing up. And they run right straight through the closed door, straight out into the living room, probably still naked, hyperventilating, shrieking. I am the devil. I am the devil. And they collapse to the floor and they're sobbing. Oh my God. And you just go over to them and you kneel down and you put a hand on their shoulder and very quietly, very compassionately you say, I know, baby. I know. It's okay. I'll tell you about it later. God, the fun you could have. You could do that in so many other ways too. You could put other little messages in other places, you know, like between their toes, shit like that. I don't know what. I don't have anything comes to mind, but it will later tonight when I'm sleeping. Okay, then. She blacked out, then awoke to find her shoulder exposed as the being searched for a mark. Well, that's the fucking mark. That's the mark. They failed to find it. Then the man took out some sort of gun. Oh, well then. And burned the figures H6AQ onto her leg. See the fucking little heifer. Well, then. Okay. These were still visible when she came out of the trance. Wow. Good trance. The man gave a cackling laugh when he caused her this pain and then threatened her. With what? Probing? The beings did not speak English, but somehow she understood them. Yeah, it's called telepathy. When she awakened, she went outside and noticed strange non-human footprints on the snow as if made by someone walking on high heels. Okay. What the fuck? Wait. This is after she came out of hypnosis. Well, I don't believe a goddamn word. She tried to follow them, but it was fruitless, so she returned home. The visitor was apparently a human alien hybrid. Sure he was, sweetie pie. Sure he was. Did you find the 666, you little slut? God damn it. Okay. Credibility or not? No. No. Ain't no discussion. Okay. Oh, no. 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 Can I reverse this? No, I can't. Oh, hell, because yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. So, if you listen to any, probably almost any of the last 50 fucking tapes, you've heard me spout on and on and on about it. Dirty little piece of shit called Anton Anfilov. Yeah, come at me, Anton, motherfucker. We'll get the ping pong paddles. Death by ping pong paddles. Who you think is going to win, you little fuck? He's Ukrainian shit, and he interjects, he makes up these fucking stories, outrageously stupid stories, and he tries to interject them into legitimate UFO research. I don't know how many we've culled out of this database, probably 100. I don't know how many more to go. I'm tempted to go through the entire 8,000 remaining cases and cull every single one that has Anton's name on it, because it's a waste of time. But it's not. It's not a waste of time because it teaches people what to look for, so they don't make fools of themselves saying, oh my God, that's true. Well, if Anton Anfilov is anywhere within 3,000 yards of it, it's not true. I don't know. He was so active at this that I almost wonder if the U.S. government paid him, $8 a month or something to write this horrible tripe and inject it in there. I don't know. Or did he do it just for fun and evil? Or because he's stupid, or because he actually thought people believed it and he's getting some kind of kick out of it? Well, amazingly, there are people who believe this shit from him. There are a few. Amazingly, that just stuns me to my core that any single person on earth could be that stupid. But, then again, you look at our current political elections and you think, how could any single one person be that stupid and then you got 50% of the population who was. So anyway, well, I'm proud that we saw that early on. We called this motherfucker out of there, jackass. God, I fucking hate him. I really hate him. Jesus. He's up in Canada somewhere, last I heard. I hope the fucking bears eat him. I mean, I'll go out there, I'll slather him with fucking pork grease, and chain him to a tree just so the bears will come. And I'll make sure that they're really, really well fed before they come, so that they don't kill him outright. They just gnaw for 6 days, just gnaw. Fuck with him. Teach the babies how to hunt, I give him 30 feet of chain and give him a plastic butter knife. Sink or swim, Anton. Okay, that's it. We're done. We're way over our time. Jesus God. Alrighty. Now, the question is going to be whether our lovely software worked and shows the text at the lower right screen. I see it fine right here. I see it. It looks good. Looks healthy. Everything looks good. But, we've been having technical troubles lately because of bad software, bad cameras, and bad windows, and Jesus. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to stop it before something crashes. Thank you very much. And good evening and good night. Where the fuck is the camera? We moved him. God damn it. I think that's way over there now. I think that's the one. Hell. Thank you very much and good evening and good night.